This is Dusseldorf Caravan Salon, 24th of August 2017, the first day of the motorhome trade fair, the biggest one in the world. This vehicle in front of me is from Gdansk in Poland, made by Balcamp. It is on a Mercedes basis, as you can see. Let's have a look at the bad news to start off with. It's 69,000 euros. Let's have some of the details as well on it. It's got an internal height of 2 meters, so that for most people that should be sufficient. It's got a length of 693 centimeters. It's got a width of 210 centimeters, and its height is 315 centimeters. Height, it's very curious. This is higher than most motorhomes. So take it up there. So it's got plenty of internal height for you, and it's got a bit of clearance as well below. So that will be good for just about all people. You know, I mean, let's face it, how many people are over 2 meters in height? My apologies to those who are. Let's come in and have a look. Now, it's on a Mercedes basis, and Mercedes is not the easiest van to make conversions from, because whereas you do get the Mercedes quality, the shape of the van at times is a little bit difficult to work with, but they've done a good job in this case. Now, the leather seats sort of boast quality. I was just here earlier with a friend of mine who's from the Highlands, and I said to him, this is like from where you come from. If the laird invited you round to his place for tea, you'd expect to have seats like this, these sort of hard leather. It sort of says something about wealth, or I'm sure you get the idea I'm thinking about. It's quality. It's got a green light inside, but you don't have to have green light inside. You can have a white light, you can have all sorts of other colours, and this is controlled by a remote control. Over here we have the kitchen, and okay, you don't expect it to be too big in a van of this size. There's your sink, and there you have 2 burners. Above that you have your electronics. It's got a Truma iNet. It's absolutely brilliant, I think, as a system. I was out in Germany in January 2017 camping. The temperature fell to -13. I was really very, very warm. I was in a Heimer van. It was great. Anyway, you can see the films about that, should you be so interested. Got a bit of storage here. Let's have a look inside. Now, I mentioned the shape of the Mercedes, and you can see the way it sort of comes down like that, but they've actually allowed for that very nicely. Below that you have a domestic fridge. Through here you have the toilet. Now again, the shape of the Mercedes does make it a little bit difficult for the converter to work with, but in this case they have done a very good job. You can't expect too much space in a van conversion, which is just over 7 meters in length. So they've packed quite a lot there into this washroom. Here's the bed. Well, I think they've made this thinking of the German market. Of course, to do a lengthwise bed when you don't really have a great deal of space to work with. Bear in mind that to the length which I mentioned earlier, you've got to add, or take away I should say, the size of the insulation which goes on either side of the walls. So to build the bed down here is the logical way of doing it. Under the floor, of course, under the bed I should say, as you would expect, you've got more storage. Steps up to the bed, and again, as you'd expect, a bit of storage, and in this case you've got access to the gas and the boiler, so should you need to dump your water for whatever reason, you do it via there. And there's a place where I, for example, keep my shoes, but you can keep whatever you want, of course. And as usual with this design, you can put this cushion, this cushion can go in here, and you can make a really big double bed. electrical point beside the bed on both sides, so you can sit up and watch films on your computer or something like that. You can charge your mobile phone or whatever. And here's the view down the galley. You can close the door should you wish. Most of us have these sort of things. I always leave mine open, but it depends. Whatever you want. It's a Mercedes conversion, as I said earlier. You're looking at the quality, and certainly there's not enough room to play a game of football down here. But again, what can you expect with something which is this easy to drive and to park, and it's really a very thin vehicle. So what do you think? Is this the sort of thing you'd want? Balcamp do things to order, so if you wanted something slightly different, they can do it for you. But there you go. I'll leave you with the view down the galley looking at the van.